an agenda that somehow they end up being prosperous in the end. I don't know, right? But we know that things like the American dream and all of that good shit that they sold you on to get you to send your children off and die for their wars, it's no longer real. People are now seeing it's an illusion, and we're also seeing that this is a spiritual war as well. So even though religion has been so far off base, and a lot of the shit that they've also propagated, right? The narratives they also try to create, they were basically fear-based, narratives as well, to get you to conform to some ideology or belief system. But what they did get right was the fact that there would be this like war for your soul, war for not just a nation's morality, but humanity's morality, right? And a war for our minds, our spiritual essence, and what we believe, And we're at that time as well. It's like good versus evil, carnal versus spiritual. And you even see that a lot of the powers and authorities, and isn't it funny how the Bible says we wrestle not against flesh but against principalities, powers, and dominions, and holy fucking shit, right? We're wrestling against principalities, powers, and dominions, right? It's like all of these authorities are setting the precedent on what's right and what's acceptable now, and it's allowed us to get into this slippery slope where we find ourselves today, to where massive amounts of people can get done away with, and it can be totally and completely occulted, hidden, covered up, and any dissenting voice, anyone that disagrees, will be absolutely not just silenced, but canceled from ever speaking again, ever weighing in on a subject again. Right? And the mass amount of people have this, and it's what Carl Jung described as mass psychosis, right? It's mass psychosis. They're all they think you're crazy, right? They think you're crazy for pointing out the truth. They think you're crazy for pointing out the fucking obvious. And maybe some of you are, I won't lie. About half of you that watch this channel are crazy as fuck. I mean, I've met a lot of you. It's not saying I'm not, but but they say you're crazy for pointing out, what's real, essentially. What's true, what's solid, what's based on factual information, observable evidence, combined with the things that we've been told prophetically by our forefathers and all of that in history, kind of looping out and repeating itself, and then they wonder why motherfuckers think we're living in a simulation. It's like, well, I mean, right? You program us every way possible through music and media and television and advertising and big pharma and money and, the monetary system and all of this, right? Government, religion. You program us in all of these ways, and then time, history continues to just loop around and around and around. Why we get fucked, you get richer, we get less power, you get more, so I'm just saying, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, right? Something in this bitch is off, and I think a lot of us has known that for a long time, and they'll continue to turn the volume down on people like myself and like you, the people that watch this, but that's okay. We understand that this is also a consciousness thing. So it doesn't matter the volume on your hollowed out, shallow fucking platforms that we're able to amplify our resonance to. It matters here and here, right? And here. Like, that's the only true vibration that matters. That's the only frequency that actually prevails at the end of the day, And they can try to attack us every which way through our food, our water, our air, right? They can try to suppress us in every way and divide us too. They will divide successfully, especially the stupid people. They fall for it the easiest, right? But it's not going to stop the tsunami of change and consciousness that's coming. It's the law of attraction. It's the law of frequency and vibration. The more you push your agenda on a people, the more they rebel, right? The more they're repelling that which doesn't feel good, which doesn't feel right, and they're going to a whole different extreme of polarity, to something totally different, you know? And that's what you see now. People, you know, have you ever in a time in your fucking life seen more shit about like self-help, law of attraction, religion, spirituality, consciousness, all of this, man, psychology, like just business smarts, all of these things where the normal masses are just educating themselves, you know, on how to create their own fucking dreams and how to create their own realities and how to do it without the assistance of Big Brother or the machine, you know? Never in a time. You know, so you are in an awesome ass time. I feel like just to be alive. And, you know, that gets me into some whole other rabbit holes. We'll go ahead and, you know, jump into the stuff. But if you are watching this, please, wherever you're watching on, we are streaming it on a couple of Facebook channels. I did get one of my YouTube channels back. Like I said, I get in trouble for every video I make. So let's start this off with a disclaimer. And if you've ever watched me before, I do like to bullshit and talk a little bit at the beginning because, frankly, it gets me connected to you, you know, and just kind of, you know, it gets us to a place to where we can understand one another, where we're coming from, and all that good stuff. But make sure you hit the like and the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithms, and you're commenting and active in the chat because I do read this shit. For one, you can't see it, but it's up on my screen. I just don't have it shown to you. So I do see the comments and all of that. And if you have not, subscribe and click all on the notification bell, no matter if you're on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, because that allows you to get all of the videos, not just whenever the algorithm feels like giving you something trendy. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And if you would like to donate support to the channel, the links are in the description box down below, and it helps me to be able to do more of this and less of, you know, the hard labor. So, which is cool, right? That's definitely cool. And I do tarot readings as well. Every day you guys can go on Facebook, TikTok, and I'm trying to be more consistent with posting them here on YouTube, at least on the main channel, and check out the reads. I do them every day. They're doing really well on Facebook, by the way, so thank you to those of you guys that have been watching on Facebook. The tarot reads are getting thousands of views, which just goes to show you on the same channels I'm getting thousands and thousands of views on tarot readings every day, right? The same channels I'm getting that much love for tarot readings, I post something like this, I get 50 goddamn views. Do you see what I'm saying? Like there's a disconnect there, you know? There's a disconnect there. It's because when we do these videos, when we do the actual podcast, we talk about real shit, you know? We talk about real shit, and we talk about the narrative. So the disclaimer is that this isn't medical advice, financial advice, legal advice. If you're fucked up and you need somebody to talk to, go see a doctor or a professional, you know. And this ain't even spiritual advice, just to be for real. Anything you get that's spiritual in this channel is just a reflection of my own spirituality and what I go through. Sometimes I share my shit with you, but sometimes not, you know. So there you go. We'll start it with that. Yeah, and we are the truth, and the truth is really it's perception. You know, it's perception. And I've been around all different types of people, you know, in this life I've been so lucky to live. And, you know, each person is going to live according to their truth, you know. So if this resonates with you, which is funny, I say this, if this resonates with you, then, you know, you're in the right place. I feel like if you're watching this, if you were brought to it, then it's going to resonate with you, but I can't say that for sure. The last date I went on a dating app, and the person recognized me from YouTube, and I'm like, shit, I felt really cool for like 5 seconds. I was like, oh yeah, you know, you watch my content, I thought I got this shit in the bag, and it's like, yeah, but I don't resonate with you. I'm like, thanks. Yeah, thanks. I get recognized and they didn't resonate with the content. So, Yeah, it is what it is, right? Let's go ahead and start here. Hawaii wildfires, directed energy weapon, and other false claims go viral. And dude, this is why I haven't talked about this. I just want to let you know I'm a scared little bitch right now. Like, they have really been hammering everybody that pokes their nose in this any way, shape, or form. I'm going to try to show some videos. We're going to try to get into a little bit of this, but I'm going to be careful. For real. Okay. False claims about the deadly wildfires in Hawaii, including the shadowy forces orchestrated the disaster with a laser beam, have gained traction online. The misleading posts come from a variety of sources and accounts, but generally imply that the elites or government agencies deliberately started the fires. Some of the most popular theories are couched in questions about a narrative and make claims that alternative views are being censored. Were they just listening to what I was saying? Isn't that weird? Despite collecting millions of views. Minus the millions of views. While there are specific rumors circulating about Maui, they fit into a general pattern repeatedly seen after extreme weather events and natural disasters. Politically motivated activists seeking to downplay the potential impact of climate change. And that, my friend, is what you call neuro-linguistic programming. And that's also word magic, right? Spellcraft, what they just did right there. They took what was true and they flipped it around. So actually they're making a politically motivated statement right here. See? They're telling you the truth, and this is how Luciferianism works. This is how they don't hold guilt or accountability for. That's why it's right in your face, right? It's called hidden in plain sight, right? It's got way more power that way. You're bringing it. They're causing you. Nobody can harm you. I just want you to know that, guys. Like, and magic and witchcraft and all that. Nobody can actually bring harm to you, right? Like, you've ever heard in church and shit, the devil has no power, right? If you're in Christ, well, you're always in Christ. That is you. You have that anointing in you, the Spirit of God in you, so you're protected. The only way that bad energies are allowed in your auric field or allowed to spiritually be invasive to you is if you allow them in, right? So by accepting certain statements as truth, right, you're accepting it as truth. That's the basis for your reality. So politically motivated activists, meaning that's them. They're the politically motivated activists actually writing this, seeking to downplay the potential impact of climate change. But they're actually seeking to downplay the potential impact of the rumors that are circulating about Maui for a politically motivated agenda for climate change. You get what I'm saying? So they're actually pulling that little, inverse trick where they're inverting the actual reality and feeding you something totally different. Now, here we go. Let's go down even more. And this is why I like to do this. And this is from BBC.com. I'll drop the link in the chat real fast for you guys. And thank you so much for watching, each and every one of you, seriously. Most of you guys that are watching right now, you guys have watched me for years, and you comment on my posts on Instagram and Facebook and all Twitter and all that good stuff, man. You've donated to me over the years. You've just been great people, so thank you so much, seriously. Energy weapon. Videos and images claiming that the wildfires were not a natural disaster and were caused by a directed energy weapon and laser beam or explosion have been viewed millions of times. One video, viewed 10 million times, claims to show a large explosion in Maui just before the fires. And notice this is just a screenshot. Let's see. But, and this is true too, like, I'm just going to say this, I hate to sound like a normie or, I'm in on it or whatever, but some of the shit is real. Like, sometimes there really is bullshit going on. But sometimes, some of the best psyops are dressed up like conspiracy theories. Swear to God. Like, sometimes they'll use old clips and shit to discredit, and it'll be one, like here, right? The video was originally a viral clip shared on TikTok in May, showing a transformer explosion in Chile. See, so they'll use like an old ass clip and attach it to a new crisis, right? Right? Just hear me out. And when they do that, it discredits all the other people trying to show similar footage of explosions or energy or whatever, right? It's going to discredit and undermine that entire fucking narrative because 10 million stupid fucks, hit like on something that's 6 months old thinking it's brand new because some clout chasing motherfucker went on the internet and it was clickbaitish as shit. You should have known, but nobody actually does their full research when it comes to this, except very few. So they'll use that one thing and then they'll get you all to get okey doke by it. You'll all click like and be like, oh my God, you'll be sharing it around. Then all your friends that you shared it to, you look like a fucking idiot. And this has happened to all of us, by the way. Every person who is into conspiracies has shared something like this at one point in fucking time where we're like, you get burnt by it and you just want to go to the creator and punch them right in their face. Like, you just made me look so fucking stupid, but really, we should have been doing our research before we shared wild shit anyways. Like, we're checking their homework, or checking our own, so a lot of times people take advantage of that. So Chilean TV network, Chile Vision ran a report on the viral video, confirming the explosion was the result of blown transformer caused by strong wind. And it's not always true either. Sometimes it really is what they say it is. An image of a church on fire in Hawaii has been viewed 9 million times, but claims it shows a laser beam striking, but it's been digitally altered. The original image of the Waiola Church in Lahaina flames on 8th of August, but has no laser beam or ray of light visible. 2 other false images have been racking up huge numbers of views. One shows a fireball and a bright streak of light rising up towards the night sky. It, too, has been accompanied by claims that wildfires are not a natural phenomenon. I'm pretty sure that one's from Michigan. I feel like I've seen that years ago. It's Ohio. I knew it was somewhere in the Midwest. But a search on the internet for previous versions of this image reveals the photo shows a controlled burn at Ohio oil refinery and was first posted online in January 2018. The streak of light, known as the light pillar, is an optical illusion formed by reflections of ice crystals on a cold day. And similar image claims to show a huge beam of light in Maui just before the wildfires, but it shows the launch of a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket in California in May 2018. Now, after we do this, I'm going to actually show some video, so bear with me, okay? And I'm going to let you decide what's what, alright? Now, why are the trees standing? There are claims circulating about videos from Maui showing some trees still standing while houses and vehicles have been burned, with people pointing to the pictures as evidence that the fires were deliberately set or that their real cause is being hidden from the public. One post on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, includes a video of the destruction and the message: everything is burnt but the trees. But don't point that out or you're a conspiracy theorist. That post, which has been seen more than 24 million times, has been challenged by X's community notes feature, where users add context and facts around viral content. Misleading. Dr. Roy Hayden, a senior lecturer and expert in fire investigations at the University of Edinburgh, told BBC Verify that it is common for trees to remain standing even after severe wildfires because burning through a large piece of wood takes a long time. Thick pieces of wood, every time I do a video, thick pieces of wood are usually not able to sustain burning on their own, and the high moisture content of trees will also make them hard to burn. Some plants known as pyrophyte, but have also adapted to survival wildfires due to their thermal insulation or other means. I mean, I don't know about that. We're going to look at some of this, so we're going to look at a few of these that they're talking about. So we'll see, right? Just a second. But I feel like it's good to hear the explanation first. Elite land grab. Alongside the directed energy weapon rumors, speculation spread in viral posts that some of the island's rich inhabitants and second homeowners deliberately started the wildfires to grab valuable land in Lahaina. One viral video include claims by a podcaster that native landowners in Maui have refused to sell land to investment management companies and rich locals. He notes the false directed energy weapon rumors before going on to speculate that there might be something to them because news outlets have called the rumors conspiracy theories. Another viral thread was seen 10 million times on X account that frequently spreads false information debunked by community notes. It includes a list of wealthy people who purportedly own property on Maui. Video including aerial footage of Lahaina, and claims a pattern of destruction is suspicious. This cause of the fires in Maui are still unknown, but no real evidence has emerged to suggest they were deliberately started as a part of a land grab. X has not responded to the request for comment as of Monday, August the 14th. And I seen that video that they're talking about, and it is fucking weird. Maybe we've got that one too, but it like goes by and it shows all the homes right by the water, and like this whole block or whatever is like not touched, and it's probably the biggest, most expensive homes because they're right next to the water. But all right, so let's go look at some of the stuff that they're saying. So, and the first one here, where's it at? We'll get to that. Hold on, guys, 1 second. All right, here we go. This is the first one. Without drawing any conclusions, we can all agree this is an interesting coincidence, and this, I believe, is about the land grab, but it's more than just that. I'm going to keep it real with you. My first viral video ever was during the Las Vegas massacre that took place. And there was some sketchy ass shit that happened back in Las Vegas, you guys will remember. I don't know if I'm allowed to even tell you what my video contained to this day, but it's no longer up. Yeah, I don't even know if that channel even exists anymore. I don't think so. I think it got taken down. One of my many ones I have. But it was like a helicopter, and on the side of it, and remember, like, they told this story of like this dude, the window, the lone gunman. Eminem made songs about it. Like, you guys remember that shit. The kids come out and was like, yeah, we were having an exercise that day, right? Like, so all of that fucked up shit. So in this thing, it was like a helicopter. It was the police. Like, I don't know if they were shooting blanks or the real shit. It looked like blanks. I'm just saying. But, you know, it was in a helicopter circling the crowd during the goddamn concert as they're all running and shit. And there was so much more than that back then. But, here we go. Yep, Maui's new police chief, John Pelletier, was also the Las Vegas police commander, presiding over the cover-up of Las Vegas massacre on October 1st, 2017. What are the odds? Here's the kicker. The guy is a federal agent with top secret clearance. And meanwhile, the governor of Hawaii is already having ideas for the land. I'm already thinking about ways for the state to acquire that land.
I'm already thinking about ways for the state to acquire that land so that we can put it into workforce housing, to put it back into families, or to make it open spaces in perpetuity.
About preserving Lahaina moving forward.
I'm already thinking about ways for the state to acquire that land so that we can put it into workforce housing, to put it back into families, or to make it open spaces in perpetuity as a memorial to people who were lost. We want this to be something that we remember after the pain passed.
Okay, I gotta tell you guys, I am so frustrated with investors and realtors calling the families who lost their home, offering to buy their land. How dare you do that to our community right now? Frustrated hearing since yesterday that multiple families that I know personally were reached out and offered money from investors and realtors. Shame on you. Shame on you. If you are a Maui realtor contributing to that,
Jesus.
karma's gonna come and get you.
Oh shit. To all the realtors out there, watch your shit. Oh man. I'm sorry, dude. It is so fucked up, but a lot of this stuff they show, I don't even know if it's real anymore. I'm just being for real. When you guys watch shit on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook, like sometimes you just think to yourself, is this just all paid actors? Like it doesn't matter like what side it's on. It's like, is there anything legit, genuine, real anymore? Or is everybody trying to get views? Or what are they trying to do? First off, of course a fucking realtor is going to hit you up. They've got a goddamn calling list and your house just got burnt down. They know you're going to be trying to buy some new shit. Right? Like, come on, man. You know, like, I'm just saying. Anyways. But see, new police chief wants to import successful Las Vegas programs to Maui. And what programs are we talking about? We talking about, false flag events and shit like that? If so, I don't think this one was very false. You know, at least with the Las Vegas stuff, you know, there was an element of theater to that. With this, there was no theater. Let's take a look at some of this shit here. Now, this is supposed to be actual footage. I don't know if it is or it isn't. I'm not telling you what this is. Matter of fact, I'm just going to say this is... the blast comes from the right upper at 5 seconds, and there is a flash at about 17, and there are more at 22 seconds. No, there's not transformers exploding, nor are they normal for a fire. And we're not going to say what this fuckhead thinks they are. We're just going to say that it is what it is. Let's just take a look here, and I'll let you guys decide what you think you're looking at. I just see some shit here. I mean, I'm not allowed to really say, so... That looks crazy right there. Like, I don't know if you guys seen that. It does loop back through right here in just a second. Right there. There's a flash. Watch. And then watch this weird ass right there. What the fuck, bro? What was that? You know, and I don't know if this has been debunked or anything like that. I honestly don't care either. I'm just showing what I found, some of the more interesting
right
shit
here,
I
right?
found. And this is not it. We have to go through some of these here.
Good morning.
Let me go back, guys. Hold on.
Some are questioning the systems there, what failures there were. Have you thought about that? Is there talk among the locals of what could have been done to prevent this tragedy?
Yeah, a lot of talk. They could have given us warning. They sent all the kids home from school because of the wind advisory. And we found out yesterday that we lost a whole neighborhood of children.
Yes, horrific.
And see, and that's weird shit right there. Like, it's just the weird, and this is what makes people so goddamn skeptical when it comes to this kind of shit, y'all. It's like that stuff. It's like, oh, they sent all the kids home from school that day, and and then you start looking at the list of the people that live there, and like one of the things I heard a person bring up the other day was like, who left first? Who's the people that left the scene before the fires ever started? Who bounced? You know what I mean? Like, who left? Like, those are the people you need to be talking to.
The Lahaina Luna housing area, all the kids were home. One of our coworkers messaged us yesterday saying every one of his friends in the neighborhood is dead.
Yeah.
Hurry the fuck! Beat the horn down, beat the horn. What the fuck, dude? Beat the horn, beat the horn.
I don't know if you guys can see this over here. Okay, I think you can. No, the chat's covering some of it, but I'll read what it's saying up in the corner here. It says, you just witnessed the biggest land grab. Remember, the conspiracy was the land grab thing, and we've got more on that as we go through this. So school was canceled. The water was turned off, which we are going to look at an article for that as well. The escape route was blocked off. All Hawaii officials were off island when the fire occurred. They didn't sound the alarms, and they did not use the phone alert system, which I did hear that they actually did, but people didn't receive the text because like the wind and all of that was fucking with the towers, or they were asleep and their phones were off or got destroyed in the fire. So
What the fuck? Hurry up! Yo, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, god damn it! Let's go!
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have that, the Tiamat thing. We'll see on that, but
and it feels like if you have
that's not it.
Fire and Fury, implications for climate change.
And I do have this article too. Hold on. And here is a lot of what happened here. It says locals in Maui were refusing to sell their lands to elites. The part of the island mainly destroyed by the fires was prime area, right next to lavish mega mansions. Now, a lot of these locals are forced to sell their land, and many tragically died in the flames. Oprah Winfrey has a luxury mansion in Maui. It's completely fine. Jeff Bezos, Lady Gaga, Bill Gates, Morgan Freeman, Will Smith, and Julia Roberts. And I don't know if any of that is fucking true, just to keep it real, So this guy can say whatever he wants. I don't know if that's true. I don't see anything to prove that, but we do have this. We don't need any camera crews in evacuation shelters making misery porn. Oprah Winfrey's camera crew denied entry to Hawaii shelters and wildfires.
Hey, everybody. You know what this week has taught me is that when you don't know what to do, you do whatever you can. I went to visit one of the big shelters here at the War Memorial and asked people what it is they needed, and then went shopping for some things, some basic things like towels and sheets and shampoo and other necessities. And at some point I will make a major donation after all of the smoke and ashes have settled here and we figure out what the rebuilding is going to look like. This is going to be a long and difficult process. But spending time at the shelters, I've met so many incredible people. One guy, Julius, I said.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just really crazy, guys, honestly, when you look at this, and you can see there's just so much of this on.
No, that's not. Yeah. Slowly do.
I would love to hear your thoughts too. Those of you that have kept up with this in any way, shape, or form. I'd love to hear, what your thoughts or your opinions or beliefs on any of this.
Baby, don't touch it, baby, don't touch it.
What about the important passports and all that?
This is one thing I do know. I do know that when all of this happened, one of the first things that did happen was they were taking down videos posted by regular people. And it was only CNN, MSNBC, Fox, all the major news corporations that had any of the videos from YouTube algorithms. Yeah.
Yes, you will.
Jumping in the pool. I mean, that's some smart shit though right there. Let's keep it real. You guys remember Paradise, California, and what happened there? And I feel like Paradise, was when they really jumped on. Here we go. Here's that video that we were talking about earlier. This is showing you supposedly all the rich people's houses are these right here, and you see behind them and all around as this scans by. But this is the video they were talking about earlier. But if you guys remember the Paradise fires, all the people, it looked like fucking Terminator 2. Like, you guys remember, that's the first time I ever got in trouble on YouTube, was back then. The guys holding on to the steering wheels. There's a lot of that shit for these fires too, probably way more, actually. But that's when a lot of people started pointing out from this, and isn't it crazy how how this is like such a bigger event, but it's like not nearly as much has come out about this as what happened back in Paradise, because they've gotten that much better at managing and manipulating the media and information and all of that. It's just wild. The algorithms are just so much more under control since 2017 or 2018. It's like a different world now. Here we go. All this shit's good right here. That's good. But to me, that doesn't look like a motherfucker went through a chair. It just looks like that. There's shit right next to the water that can burn. I don't know how long this video is going to stay up. I will try to post it on BitChute and Rumble as well, just in case.
Exact same areas in Maui where the
Lahaina be a new Lahaina.
Local residents have been reporting bright flashes of light. One was captured by a home security camera that appears to have been the start of the Olinda fire. A report on wildfire prevention was published that was focused on the exact same areas in Maui where the fires just broke out.
Be a new Lahaina.
Local residents have been reporting bright flashes of light. One was captured by a home security camera that appears to have been the start of the Olinda fire. The report.
And we show those reports all the time, and I swear to God, it's so weird. Do you guys remember? I used to do those videos all the time. Every time a fucking earthquake report would come out or an asteroid report would come out, I would show it, I'd cover it, and people would just, they'd tune out. And the reason I would do all those videos and all those reports is because of shit like this. It's always that. There's always this plan and the strategy. And yes, I get the thought process of, yeah, it's because it's a high-risk area. Fuck yeah, right? I get that. It makes sense. But also, it's like, you know, a lot of this stuff, there is fictitious scenarios that have been ran time and time again that, you know, literally resemble, you know, exactly what ends up happening. You jump in the fucking ocean and save yourself. It's crazy, bro. You know, it's like, and people. Sorry. You know, people don't understand that, you know, life can change like that, man. Like, it's like that. You're never promised tomorrow, you know, and any day, any fucking time, it could be you, you know, so, or the people you love. And I feel like it's always after people are gone from our life that we see their true value. It's always after we don't have a chance to make something right. You know what I mean? It's like those kind of things. So it's like, don't allow that to play out in your life. If you catch my drift, love the people that are in your life while they're there. You know what I mean? And make sure you do things right the first time around, because you're not always offered a second chance, you know, so make the most of every opportunity the first time you get it, and make sure that you're treating people, you know, you try, and it's hard for us to do so, you know, we take people for granted, we take things for granted, but, you know, these type of things should be kind of stark reminders, for real. They really should at this point, so, I think we're gonna move on to something I thought we were going to move on to something different. This is a little strange if true. Fire and Fury, the story of 2023 Maui fire and its implications for climate change. It is indeed more than weird to be able to publish a book and have it completely written even before the fires were over. There are some damn fast writers out there. Yes, probably done by AI, you paranoid weasel. Meanwhile, they are laser focused, and Biden always chooses the best words for describing a situation. President Biden, we're laser focused on getting aid to survivors, including critical needs assistance, a one-time $700 payment per household, offering relief during an unimaginably difficult time. We have staff on the ground dedicated to helping survivors navigate the registration process. I mean, how generous is the president? Today, Biden sent $700 per household to Hawaiian families affected by the deadly fires, and he also sent $200 million to Ukraine. It's true, though. It's like so wild. An estimated 2,600 structures were burned, which means Joe sent approximately $1.8 million in critical needs assistance. That's pathetic. Ukraine, $200 million versus Hawaii, $1.8 million. This is America last. I just wonder how hard it is to apply the taxes we pay to help our fellow citizens. So, yeah. That's pretty fucking crazy. $700 for real. Like, what the fuck is that gonna do? For real. You know, what is that gonna do? And you see, they've already taken down the videos. It is what it is, dude. It is what it is. And I feel like too. And let's move over here. Yeah, this is all the real estate shit. You know, I'm not even going to go through all this. I'm so sick of, all of it. But first came the deadly fires on Maui, then the looters and speculators. It's like, there's been every angle of this narrative pushed at you. So at this point it burns you out on these things, and I feel like they do that on purpose too, because then you don't want to hear about it anymore. You don't want to hear about it anymore. You don't want to investigate it anymore. You don't want to look at it anymore. You don't even want to fucking think about it anymore, right? It's like you just want to move on to something else, And it always seems like they push the people with the most tears. They push the people that are showing the most disturbing shit, like, so it's to desensitize you to it. And as you may have suspected, it looks like this is getting ready to come back again, and this is going to be COVID fucking part 2, and I know part 1 was like it was like a long first season, it lasted a couple of years, but I pray to God we're not this fucking stupid. I pray to God we're not this fucking stupid that we're not going to allow ourselves as a whole to be lured back into the same bullshit, And we're not going to allow our family members and friends and significant others and all the people that we love and care about, go fuck themselves up again with some experimental shit again. You know what I mean? Like, I hope we're not gonna go there. And then there's this weird part of me, like the demon part of me, that's like, if people want to continue to fall for this, it's like, do we really need people that stupid walking the earth, But, like I said, that's Dark John talking. That's Dark John talking. But it's like, at a point, seriously, wake the fuck up, for real. Like, if you fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, first time around. And I feel like, and it's weird, but I feel like some people actually miss COVID. They miss it. They miss all of that. It's so weird. I don't know. A lot of content creators did really well during that time because everybody was at home. But I don't miss it at all. I don't miss the restrictions. I don't miss the propaganda. I don't miss the silencing of people. I don't miss all of the people getting sick, all the people dying. I don't miss any of that. There are people still wearing masks, but they will gladly get in line for another shot. Updated COVID vaccines are nearly ready as alarm grows over new variants' rapid spread. The irony of that newspaper calling itself The Independent is always amusing. See, man? They're nearly ready over the new variant spread. It's like, do they... And, dear God, like, please don't let, this, like, die down just long enough for people to, like, fall for it again. Something tells me they will. There's going to be a portion of the population, they can pull the same thing over and over and over. And I feel like their ancestors were getting smoked in the first couple world wars also. Like, you would think there's not very many of them left. They'd think they've probably been eradicated by now genetically, but, I guess not.
Well, there's a variant that's going around. And we want to know more about it. EG5
Your Eris, E-R-I-S, is the name of the variant, right, Doctor?
Correct. Dr. Angela Nicholas, thank you for being here.
Who are you with now?
Thank you. I'm with Jefferson Health.
Jefferson.
I'm the Chief Clinical Officer of the North Region of Jefferson Health.
Oh, well, then you are a good person to talk to. What is this new variant?
Well, the new variant is just like some of the old variants, right? The
Bullshit.
viruses mutate, as we've talked about over the months that I've been back here. The variant, the virus starts to mutate because it gets, has new things that it wants to show itself because you become immune to it.
Well, does it mutate because it wants to stay alive?
Exactly.
It gets stronger and fight us?
Correct.
That stinks.
Yeah.
Is there anything that shows up differently symptom-wise? I know some people are thinking, oh, COVID, I already know. We've been there, done that.
Right. Seems like the same symptoms.
Okay.
There's some concern that this strain is maybe a little more virulent, meaning that it is a little stronger, can get you more sick, but that actually hasn't been proven by the World Health Organization.
Who should be most concerned? Elderly?
Well, just like we...
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you get the drift there. You've heard, a lot of this. If you want to look into this, you're more than welcome to. I'm not going to go through all this just to keep it all the way real. I don't give a fuck, just to be honest, But whatever. And how about this? Isn't this funny? Like, right on fucking time. Don't worry, you'll own nothing, but you'll be happy. Russia says the U.S. is plotting to create a new pandemic using virus mutations as a bioweapon, and it poses a global threat.
Russia's Ministry of Defense has released a statement revealing the murky activities of the United States military. The ministry says that Washington's Office of Pandemic Preparedness and Response Policy searches for virus mutations to then use them to further its own interests.
As in 2019, the United States began preparing for a new pandemic by searching for virus mutations. We do not exclude the use by the United States of these so-called defensive technologies for offensive purposes, as well as for the purpose of global management by creating crisis situations of a biological nature.
According to the ministry, Washington has been amassing various pathogens from its direct involvement with various biolabs around the world, which they say are for research and preventative measures, but Russia's defense ministry is not buying that. And they point out that whenever the Pentagon, for example, is interested in any pathogens, be it COVID-19 or avian influenza or the African swine flu, they later somehow end up becoming pandemic. And who stands to benefit from this? As we've seen time and time again, it's American pharmaceutical companies. And they point out, their findings point out that, for example, that there is a possible collusion between Big Pharma and USAID via an intermediary company called EcoHealth Alliance. Now, they have been studying the diversity of bat population since 2015, and they've also been looking at mechanisms how to transfer coronavirus strains from bats to humans. And we know that just 2 months before the world ever heard about COVID-19, there was an
Isn't that funny? There's a possible connection, possible collusion between Big Pharma and the USA. It's like, yeah, you think? A possible collusion, right? All you have to do is look at the fucking patents. That's all you got to do when it comes to Moderna and all of that, and you can see for yourself. It says, I don't know if my video will be taken down by YouTube. As confirmed by TASS, we do not rule out the United States may use so-called defensive technologies for offensive purposes as well as for global governance by creating crisis situations of biological nature, Lieutenant General Igor Krylov stressed, and yet it is somehow remaining largely unnoticed. And here it is. Right? They even listed Obama, Clinton, Biden, and Soros of being the main ideologists behind the plot. This is the biggest story in human history, and it's unnoticed. It's fucking crazy when you think about it, but it's not crazy that they don't, it's went unnoticed or anything like that. So, not at all, actually. It's, You know, that's why we have shit like this happening, right? Green light from Washington to send F-16s to Ukraine. You know, these proxy wars are, this is really, I mean, I don't know if you're going to feel good no matter who gets in charge, you know, of the world at this point. Whether it's, you know, Russia and all of them, I feel like they're all in it together either way. It's like still that, it's the same thing, you know, the illusion of Democrat, Republican. You know, the New World Order, same thing. Like, whether you're Russia, China, U.S., Israel, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's going to turn out the same way either way. It's just like one of the nations trying to be the top dog in all of this. So, we'll see, right? We're going to start here. High-energy laser weapons can now operate indefinitely thanks to new cooling system that completely eliminates the buildup of waste heat. Chinese scientists achieved laser weapon technology breakthrough. Speaking of laser weapons, right? Chinese military scientists claim to have achieved a huge breakthrough on laser weapon technology. High-energy laser weapons can now operate infinitely thanks to a new cooling system that completely eliminates the buildup of waste heat. The technology could significantly change the face of battle by extending engagement times and increasing range and damage, researchers says. And you know what? When this stuff in Hawaii and stuff first happened, a part of me did kind of wonder, you know, if like part of the reason it was kept under wraps was like maybe some type of Chinese involvement or something. So that's just one of the things that was kind of kicking around in my head. I haven't, you know, seen a lot to suggest anything like that, but you know, the 6th generation warfare and technology, they've been on that for quite a long time, you know. So it's all part of their agenda since a long time. World Economic Forum bioethicist wants to genetically modify humans so they become allergic to meat.
So I'll give 2 examples. So one is that people eat too much meat, right? And if they were to cut down on their consumption of meat, then they would it would actually really help the planet. But people are not willing to give up meat. Yeah, you know, some people will be willing to, but other people, they may be willing to, but they sort of, they have a weakness
by the
of will.
way. I don't know if you guys have ever, I'll start it over, but I don't know if you guys have ever seen this whole thing right here that he does. He like justifies of how not eating meat is basically going to help with climate change. It's so fucking stupid when you watch it. I swear to God, watch the whole full thing, but we'll listen to the clip anyway. Sorry about that.
One is that people eat too much meat, right? And if they were to cut down on their consumption of meat, then they would it would actually really help the planet. But people are not willing to give up meat. Yeah, you know, some people will be willing to, but other people, they may be willing to, but they sort of, they have a weakness of will. They say, wow, this steak is just too juicy. I can't do it. I'm one of those, by the way. So, you know, but so here's the thought, right? So it turns out that we know a lot about, so we have these intolerance to, so I, for example, I have milk intolerance. And some people are intolerant to crayfish. So possibly we can use human engineering to make it the case that we're intolerant to certain kinds of meat, to certain kinds of bovine proteins. And there's actually analogs of this in life. There's this thing called the Lone Star tick, where if it bites you, you'll become allergic to meat. I can sort of describe the mechanism. So that's something that we can do through human engineering. We can kind of possibly address really big world problems through human engineering. Another.
Yeah, you heard that correctly. Yeah, human engineering. And Hunter Biden's still in trouble. But I just, you know, what's really, I feel like, funny about all of this is, you know, we continue to use technology for some of the dumbest shit, like, on the face of the earth. We never use any of this to actually benefit, you know, the masses, benefit the whole, or all of us, you know. It's pretty crazy when you think about it, honestly. Let's go to some of this here, guys. And I ain't never given up steak. Hey, my last girlfriend was a vegan, and I swear to God, like maybe it's because you have to be like a really good cook when you're vegan. But dude, I really liked vegan food. I did. I've enjoyed a lot of. I'm not a big meat eater, so I mean I eat meat, but I'm not a big meat eater. I mean, over the last few years, I've really, tried to stay away from like processed meat and shit. So it's like if I go out or something, I'll eat meat, but I'm not a big meat eater. I'm not big on that. It's the processed meat's just as fucking bad for you as anything else. It's like, so the people that defend meat, it's like if you're going to defend it, at least defend like real meat. Don't defend that processed shit, because that ain't even real meat anyways. There's like, you can stick a magnet to that shit. There's nothing natural or good about that, Like my parents, they have cattle and stuff, so it's like way different, and it's a way different flavor, a way different taste. And when you first eat it, if you've ate shit from the grocery store your whole life, it'll taste weird to you. It really does. But anybody's ever had like fresh eggs or anything like that, it's just a total different fucking world, as opposed to what you get from, the grocery store with all the antibiotics and hormones and processing and all that shit that goes into that. It's, it's no good. So vegan really can be a way healthier lifestyle, at least as far as that's concerned, for sure, But like the lab grown meat and stuff, I was watching a special on that where it was talking about, it's cancer cells. It's cancer cells. That's how this, if you was to take a piece of my flesh and put it in a petri dish, it would die. It would decompose. The only thing that you can put in there with like a blood flow and it grow and replicate is cancer. So that's what they're actually using is cancer cells to create this fake meat and shit. And this goes into the whole AI agenda as well, right? With the 3D printed foods and all of that. I mean, would you eat it? Would you eat a 3D printed burger? There's like no telling like what actually goes into all of that either, but I can't imagine that it'd be very, very good. You didn't know that? Gross. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, when they do the lab grown meat stuff, it's cancer cells. That's how they actually make it replicate and grow. So it's like if you take a piece of your own flesh, or a cow's flesh, or whatever flesh you like, beef, pork, chicken, whatever. And remember, we were talking about the spiritual essence with the X factor from the sun and all that, and I think it's called ditrite or something like that. And it's basically the highest death element of any meat on earth, and it's pig. It's pork, it's swine. That's why every religion is against swine. You should not eat that dirty fucking meat. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. If you like it, you like it. I mean, I like ribs and shit, but seriously, it's fucked up. It's a dirty ass meat, with parasites in it. You've seen the little Coke experiments and all that. And the diatrite or whatever is like, will really, really lower your life expectancy big time on a spiritual level. Eating pork, it's just shitty. Don't fuck with it. For real, listen to me. But if you do eat meat, make sure you're eating good, natural, grass-fed shit, and you're not eating that bullshit with corn creating salmonella, or you're not, eating shit grown in a lab that's actually cancer cells replicating in a fucking petri dish. It's like, so at least if you're eating a fake burger, it's just, chickpeas or soy or whatever the fuck they put in there. Black beans, black bean burgers are pretty good. You don't always have to do the soy shit, Like, I didn't like the soy stuff myself. But, black beans and all of that. At least it's not cancer replicating in a goddamn dish. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot healthier. Trust me on that one. And part of our spiritual health really does relate to our physical health, believe it or not. I walk 5 miles every day of my life. I don't eat meat much. I do eat it some, but not unless it's good meat. And a lot of things to try to keep because if you keep your temple healthy, you're going to have a clear pathway, to keep your chakra alignment and all of that truly is based on, it's everything. This is a vehicle, it's a vessel. And when we fuck ourselves up, it throws us out of alignment in every area. It's like back when I first started this, I thought it was just about spirituality. And then I learned, no, it's your thoughts too. And then I thought, well, it's just about your thoughts and your spirituality. And I'm like, nope, it's your emotions too. And I'm like, fuck, it's your emotions, your thoughts, and your spirituality? Nope, it's also your physical health too. So it's like everything, And as you continue to learn more and more, it even gets even more intricate than that. It ain't even just about everything. It's about the frequency or the vibration of the things you're taking into your body, and that you're thinking, and that you're saying, and that you're doing, And if you really want to be a conscious creator, if you really want to be an intentional creator in your life, and I know you do, or you wouldn't be watching a fucking video like this, right? Then you really got to take charge of your life, It's like, I've seen this video, and it was actually, I went on his channel, Real 7 Show. He did this video, and I seen it on Instagram. It's really good. And he was talking about people are like saying, down with the government and all of this. And it's like, you can't even take control of your own fucking body, bro. Like your own health, what you're putting in your body. And that hit me so hard when I seen that shit. It's like, you can't even take control of what you can control. But you want to run your lips about what you can't. You see what I'm saying? It's like, so we got to, and that really hit me hard. It's like, dude, that's true as fuck. Like, if you can't take control of what is in your sphere, your realm of controlling, which is your world, your life, what you put inside of you, what you do, like, how can you sit and even try to complain or affect what's going on outside of you, right? And how can you claim to have the right to either if you're not living by example, if you're not doing so? Just a little rant there for anybody interested. I'm sure I lost a few people by saying that. In a video released to social media, former President Obama urged donations to the Hawaiian Red Cross following the deadly wildfires.
Aloha, everybody. Like so many people around the world, Michelle and I have been absolutely heartbroken by the devastating images coming out of Maui and Lahaina over the last week.
Roasted dandelion root makes great
someone
coffee.
Who grew up in Hawaii.
I did not know that.
Someone who
graceful heart.
Taken my family to enjoy the incredible beauty of that island and the hospitality of the people of Lahaina.
Thank you, Kimber.
We now find ourselves mourning the lives that are lost, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the families that have lost so much. The thing about it is, though, thoughts and prayers in a moment like this are not enough.
And I don't know if you guys have seen this. Let me see if I can pull this up. This is interesting as shit. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Probably not. But let's try. Roger Stone talked about Michelle Obama actually being the next nominee. Let's see about that. Let's see if we can get that to pop up. Right here. Check this out. This is weird. This is just a couple of weeks ago. Michelle Obama. I don't know if you guys are like, a lot of you guys are watching this. I'm probably gonna get in trouble. This video is gonna be taken down. I know it is, but I don't give a fuck. Enjoy it while it's up and donate to the channel. Because remember, me making videos like this keeps me from making a living.
Politics, I'm going to tell you something somewhat shocking. Joe Biden will not be the nominee of the Democratic Party in 2024. Kamala Harris will briefly become president, but the only way in their party they can replace a woman of color is with another woman of color. And yes, you heard it here first. The Democratic nominee for president will be Michelle Obama. They have already rigged their primaries. The reason that they have canceled the Iowa caucuses and the New Hampshire primary is to put South Carolina, a state where a majority of the Democratic primaries are primary voters are African Americans, and they will allow Gavin Newsom to purchase the vice presidential nomination, but the Obamas will hold him up for $600 or $800 million to do so. You heard it here first. When Steve Bannon says it in 3 weeks, remember I said it first.
The Obama thing just made me think of that, just honestly, you know. And I do have a couple of cousins that are from Hawaii, so they live in Texas now, though, where I was born in Dallas. So shout out to Maka and Leilani. Yeah, I mean, guys,
Byron?
You know, you see it. We're in a weird time, and if you can't tell that the writing is on the wall, literally, then I don't know. You know, I don't know. You know, it's almost it's this weird thing though to see that they're hurrying up and like disseminating all these poisons to all these people as we're going into this shift in consciousness. Like, for real, think about it. It's like we're going into this major fucking conscious shift. A whole new age astrologically. And bitch, I don't care if you think it's evil, take your religious ass on out of here. Okay? But we are. That's how it works. That's called the fucking zodiac. It's the astrology is the oldest science and school of thought on earth. Alright? Jesus knew astrology. You can fucking bet that. You know? And we're going into a new age. The Aquarian age. And as we're shifting, our consciousness shifts because each age is a different alignment of fucking frequency. That's just how it is. It's got nothing to do with God or the devil. You fucking weirdos. Alright? And as we go into this age, our consciousness changes. We're going back towards where we once were. That's why you're seeing the resurrection of all of this Atlantis shit. When we entered the age of water, we were submerged in the physical because we're bags of fucking water. We're going to the air now. Okay? Consciously. That's why people like me fucking exist. That's why people like you fucking exist. Raising vibration, raising frequency, raising consciousness. You know what, when the last person told me they didn't resonate with me, I thought, you're fucking right you don't resonate with me. You know? You're about this goddamn deep. Of course you don't resonate with me. You know? You bought all this shit. You believed all this shit that you've been told. You've been force-fed your whole life. You've taken every poison they wanted to put in your fucking body. You've ate brain-dead foods to alter your genetics. You believe every story you've been told since, you've been told them. And you don't know how to think for yourself, and you never will. Of course you don't fucking resonate with me. What are you talking about? We're going into a new age. Why do you think this shit, they chose to do it now? It's got nothing to do with the, evil astrology or tarot cards or whatever shit you're scared of. It's the truth. They know we're changing. They know we're altering. They know we're going back to something we were at a time before, maybe even greater. Who knows? They know this right here. Whether you think it's an evil kundalini energy or not, because you've been told everything that's actually going to help you and equip you to be a spiritual badass, you've been told is evil and dark and to stay away from it and don't mess with that. So that's why you continue to be stupid and powerless, right? But this is your spiritual antenna. It's your magnet. If they can put graphene in your body to destroy that, you won't catch the wave. Do you understand what I'm fucking saying? They alter your genetics with the food you eat and fuck your sugars up and, your system and make you weak and hooked on pharmaceuticals and all of that, whether it's drugs or just big pharma. Doesn't matter how they get you, they get you. You know? You won't catch the wave. And that's what it all boils down to. They don't want you to catch the wave. They don't want you to go to the next age. They don't want you to be one of the gods. They want to rule over you because they've been hoarding it for the last 2,000 fucking years. The knowledge of before the Piscean age. And keeping you enslaved. And all your forefathers, all your ancestors. Throwing you crumbs. Throwing you crumbs and you're happy with them. When you're a fucking king, you know, a queen. And you could have everything you ever dreamed of. They know the shackles will fall off. Right? As we continue to grow. And we become unmanageable. When we become independent, self-sufficient, connected. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Spiritual house, divided against yourself. Divided against one another, because we are all one. Do you see what I'm saying? It's called divide and conquer. And you may not think it, but you've been conquered. They instilled you with fear of stories of rebellion. Why? Because they knew one day you would want to rebel. They instilled you with fear of the knowledge that was hidden. Why? Because they knew one day you would want to seek. They instilled you with fear of stories that empowered yourself. Why? Because they knew one day you'd stop giving your fucking power away. Now you can take that or leave that, do with it what you will. I don't really give a fuck. I'm going to be here anyways. I'll be doing this whether I'm on here or I'm off here or whatever, right? But it's like we are all so much more than we've ever been told. What are we doing right now? And I just want to ask you a question. What are we doing right now? We're talking about what they want us to talk about. We're looking at what they want us to look at. And the only reason I can even get your attention is because I'm giving you what's been given to me. What's given to all of us to show you. I have to get on here and regurgitate shit that I don't even want to talk about just to catch your attention, to hopefully instill 1 minute at the end of some real shit. You know, and it gets tiring too. It does, and it doesn't always feel rewarding. It doesn't always feel hopeful. It damn sure isn't profitable. You know, but it's worth it in the end because helping you is helping me. We create a better world that way. We create a better future that way. We raise each other up that way, you know. Like people don't see it that way, but that's something we're growing out of. You know, that's something we're ascending past. It's just taking others time to see it. You know, they don't understand it yet. Once you get it, it isn't about it being it's not a moral choice anymore at all. It's just a logical thing. It's like, oh shit, well this is just logical. It ain't even moral. It's like this is what I need to do to help me. You know, so, and I hope you arrive at that place where you see it that way, you know, and I think everybody will if they just keep at it, right? Like, consistency is key, communication is key, being open and receptive and being willing to hear someone out is key. You know, even when we don't agree, we gotta be able to listen. You know, so we can glean something from it and at least find a place, you know, to meet in the middle. Find a place, You know, like, it's important. They fear us. They hate us because they ain't us. They hate us because they ain't us. You guys ever seen that movie? I love that fucking movie. I love that movie. Hey. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Seriously. I really, really do. I really, really do. If you guys enjoy my channels and all of that, make sure to follow me. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, all of them. Hit the likes, comment, share it. Please share it. Go share it in your groups, share it on your pages, share it. And subscribe, click the notification bells, and donate. Donations help me tremendously. Like, you know, I'm never going to get rich off donations, but you have no idea how much of an impact they make and how grateful I am to those of you that do that. You know, whether you're joining on Patreon or doing the little subscription things, or you're buying a tarot reading, or you're just giving to give and help a brother out. Like, I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. It, like, keeps me going. Like, your comments keep me going. Your likes keep me going. It's like, I don't know if I would have lasted as long as I have lasted if it wasn't for, you know, all I've received back as a result of doing this. It's like feeding one another. You know, the more you feed me, the more amped I get about it. The more creative I get, the more hyped I get. You know, and the more I want to do, and the more I feel I can do, because I feel like it's not just me, if that makes sense. So, I'll be starting new Discords and all that too. They took down my Discord. They strike my channels. They shadow ban me. They take every option of income away I have. Like, they demonetize my main YouTube channel. Everything. You know, everything. And, but we're still here. We're still kicking. You know? And we're still evolving, still growing. You know, I do tarot now and astrology and all of it. And I'm going to continue to evolve. And I'm going to continue to say fuck you to the people that don't agree with my, you know, evolution. You know, sorry if I'm not the same guy I was back in 2016. I shouldn't be. I would be so sad if I was still that dude back then when I had 200 subscribers and I was a Christian fundamentalist getting started with all of this. Like, come on now. Would you really want me to be him still? Come on. It's craziness. You know? It's craziness. And, you know, it's like, at the end of the day, we can only do what we can do and be who we are. And that's what it boils down to for me. No matter what we're talking about, no matter what we're looking at, I gotta live with me. You know, I gotta live with me. And this is on my conscience, on whether I say what I believe or share what I feel is important or give it my all with something I'm passionate about. Like, I gotta live with me. You know? So that's why I do this. Because it helps me live with me. You know, it helps me live with the world and the reality that it is. And it makes me feel as if we can change it. And I know we can. I know we can create, you know, whatever it is we truly desire. You know. And we continue to grow. You know, each and every day too. All of us do. Life is an experience of growth. You know, most people just don't fucking do it consciously or intentionally. You know, it just happens on its own. You know, but that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Love and growth. You know. And some of the most hard things, the worst heartbreaks, the biggest letdowns, the worst, toughest shit in life has been the greatest lessons, the most humbling experiences, and has helped me more than anything I could ever imagine. Swear to God. And we gotta look at the world in the same context. Because it's collectively happening to us as well. You know, they look like atrocities. They look like bullshit. You know, it's death, it's destruction, it's lies, it's all of this, right? Corruption. But we have to see it. We have to experience it to evolve past it. You know, you gotta feel the hurt sometimes. You gotta lose what you care about sometimes. You know, whether it's your freedom or whatever, for it to mean something to you. For you to see its fucking value. And that's what's happening now on a collective level, just like it is with each and every one of us on an individual level as we go through this process. So, I want to thank all of you guys for watching. Please, please, please hit the like, subscribe, comment, share, and please donate, support, and book a personal reading. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Peace. And I will be doing tarot readings for September in the next couple days. And check out the daily reads and all that, guys. See you guys soon.